Okay, good.
You feel the beginning. Hey.
It's over. New Hotness!
Hey,
Hotness,
guys.
y'all.
Sponsored by Bonnaroo cups.
That's Molly water you're drinking, actually.
Guys, ever hear my Molly water story?
No, I didn't.
Have you done Molly water?
It happens.
Has
to be
Corey done
accident.
Molly water?
It seems like the best way to do it.
Oh, totally.
Because you get water.
Well,
But
you
it's-
also don't know the...
Drank it. Somebody just gave it to me, and I was like, trusting, foolishly.
Right.
And then drank the bottle, and I was like, it was crazy Sunday afternoon.
Okay.
That's all I was
Outside,
gonna
was
say.
it at?
I was outside.
Yeah.
I was outside.
Was it in the daytime, too?
Yeah.
That's just silly.
Yeah.
You're asking for it.
That's the best time to
I
do
make sure you
Molly
drink
if you're
water.
I think.
Make sure you drink
to
water
do a
so
drug,
you
and, because in the nighttime, that's when all you can see all your demons. You got to be in the sun where you can,
True.
you know.
If you're seeing demons, that's on you. You need to worry about
You need to
that.
man up, boy.
Something
I don't think you need to man up. I
chasing
think you need to man down and talk to somebody. I think you need to admit that maybe someone could help you.
You've done something wrong
This is the
somewhere.
fourth time. I know we didn't get. Chances talked about seeing demons 4 times in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm seeing somebody. That was the best thing about The
So-
Sopranos is
That's a
that
lot
it
of
was
demons.
like it made everybody who like idolizes Goodfellas and
Yeah.
like can't express a single emotion sexually or otherwise. Like, oh no, Tony Soprano did it. I can I can see somebody, right?
Oh yeah, you did go to. I've never seen all that Sopranos show.
Yeah, the first episode.
Oh man, I watched all that on YouTube, man. 'Cause you
Yeah.
can just watch a bunch of YouTube clips and just pretty much get all the major plot points.
Yeah, I gotta.
That's sort of how I feel at this point. Is like
Yeah.
just give me the broad strokes.
Yeah, just like okay,
Right.
this
I don't
happens
need
here. This kills this person. Oh, this guy's a drug addict. You know.
Exactly.
You know how it works.
There you go. The Wire,
Yeah.
Sopranos, same bag.
Same. Really, do the same thing with the Wire. Watch Supercut. Omar, you just watch everybody's story arc. Story arc is pretty dope.
Hell yeah. What's up, guys? This is the New Hotness
New
podcast.
Hotness episode.
Nashville comedians talk about hot chicken and hip hop music.
Yes.
I am Chance Willie at Chance Willie on Twitter and Instagram.
I am Corey Perry on Twitter, and a stranger to the world on Instagram. I can't change it now.
Hey,
And then we have a very, very special guest today.
hello.
A good friend of ours, Josh Wagner,
You're
everybody.
supposed to
Hey,
the
hey.
talking to introduce it. Messed up.
Oh, no.
Dang
There's
it.
no messing up. There's no better.
Dang it.
No.
If at any point you get nervous about something you may have misstepped or misspoke on this podcast, keep in mind, nobody's listening.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Very special episode today. Josh is a
Very.
comedian
I do
in Nashville.
do the jokes. Tell
He
the jokes.
tells jokes.
Talk about the war. I'm talking about.
The War on Terror.
No, I already covered that. I already kind of solved that.
Yeah.
I feel like in May last year.
Oh, good. Good.
I'm into
We got no
global
problem.
economy stuff right now. I'm into that. A lot of socioeconomic one-liners I'm doing
Nice.
right now. Because no one, I don't think anyone's ever boiled down the social problems into like zingers.
Right.
You know, like
Oh, yeah.
don't fight the system, zing the system.
That's my one
You
hang
know?
up with Alex Jones. He's a little long-winded. That's the only thing.
That's the water turning frog's gate.
How long did you
Should I
guys
be afraid of him?
kind
I
of
feel
fuck
like I
with
should
Alex
be
Jones?
afraid.
How long did it take you before you had to totally jump off the bandwagon?
Oh man. I don't know. Well, here's my thing: is that I initially.
Bohemian Grove.
Yeah.
That's about where I was at.
What
and,
is
I
that?
and I fell off.
But
does that even
Bohemian
mean?
Grove is like one of the crazy real things I like of Alex Jones.
Yeah, I saw that shit on MySpace back in the day.
Yeah.
This dude.
That's so scary.
Named Mike Hunt. Literally Mike Hunter. He died. He killed himself. He jumped off a parking structure on mushrooms. But yeah, he shared that with
That's
me.
what they want you
Wow.
to believe. The government gave him mushrooms and pushed him off a parking.
That's see. By the time I was aware of Alex Jones, he was already off the deep end.
If you haven't seen the Bohemian Grove stuff, it's
Hey,
definitely
so-
still on YouTube. You should watch that. At the very least, even if you think it's just like rich people summer camp, it's still the creepiest shit of all time.
Right.
It's
Which is
so,
also
so weird.
well, just rich people summer camp is weird. Like just a meeting of CEOs in any sense when they're like actively fucking people over is as creepy, if not more, than the Illuminati, right? Like
Yeah.
that's my feeling about it is
Yeah.
like there's no shadow, there's nobody in the shadows. Like
Hey.
you should just be afraid of the things that
suggest-
we're aware of.
I
kind
suggest
of.
you stop talking about conspiracies about things you have no idea that you don't know anything about.
Uh oh.
You know what I'm saying?
we
Before
go.
somebody coming, I suggest we stay on message.
Yeah.
I'm
and get
sorry.
some of this delicious hot
Who are
chicken.
you? Who is?
Let us not.
Who has threatened you in a
If you know
parking lot?
anything, it's it's good for you.
Who is?
Oh man, people are getting threatened out here too.
Yeah.
Stormy Daniels got threatened.
Corey just got a contact lens for his third eye. Sorry, everybody.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm on. You know what? I've had a really good Tuesday. I'm not gonna complain.
Hell yeah, man.
Phenomenal Tuesday, and I'm just here.
Well, fantastic. Let's keep it rolling. We're gonna do our segment, Josh. This is where we eat the chicken.
Oh,
Yes.
good. I've been waiting.
Yes.
I'm so
I know,
hungry.
I'm getting it. Let's get right down to it. So we do this segment while we eat the chicken.
Okay.
We're gonna do this. It's called Old Busted. The new hotness is I'm gonna give you some. I'm gonna give you some topics, and you just tell me if they're old and busted
or good
or the new hotness, good or bad. Yeah, kind of like that. All right. And then Casey on the ones and twos gonna drop in with a sweet instrumental. That's my radio voice right now. All right. We good to go?
So we can edit this part out.
Okay.
Oh, okay?
What is are you not? Are you not linked up? We run a real tight ship over here, Josh. That's the whole
I
thing.
can tell.
Oh yeah.
All right.
My bad. I
So- Old and busted, new hotness segment this week. Let's start. We're gonna do music genres. All
The
right?
whole genre?
Just the genre.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, broad strokes.
Okay.
You want broad
Just wanna
strokes? This
know.
is it, baby.
Burn a lot
All
of
right.
bridges.
All right. well, first, before we get started, though,
Right.
Helen's Hot Chicken
Oh, yeah.
is here. What we're having here. We got the chicken tenders.
Oh
And
yeah.
the flavor's
Sponsored by
hella
Helen's Hot Chicken. Hella
Yeah.
hot flavor. Yeah. Okay, so
This is the hella hot.
hella hot.
Hella.
Hella hot.
Hella hot. From
Hella hot.
Helen's Hot Chicken on Jefferson Street in
I
Nashville,
love that name,
Tennessee.
by the way.
That's a good name.
Wow.
All right. Old
Oh
and
no, the chicken just squirted on me, yo. Real talk.
Yeah.
Oh,
Everything you touch tends to squirt.
it scared me.
Right.
Oh.
You doing it?
Yeah, was it?
Yeah, man, go
Okay,
for it.
so old and busted or the new
You're
hotness.
supposed to use ranch?
You don't have to. Nah, no. Where is the ranch? All right,
bit
first
of-
up, jazz. Old and busted or the new hotness.
Oh, and busted.
Why? Why do you think that?
Well, I like that movie Whiplash. That was a good. Okay. Stories about jazz musicians. Cool.
New hotness.
I'm actually gonna listen to it.
Cool.
No, and I will say I don't trust anybody who pretends like they fucking listen to it.
Right. I mean,
I
there's
don't.
no.
It's a lie. It's a fucking lie.
It's a lie.
No
I
one
like
does.
it if it's chopped up into a hip hop beat. Then I enjoy jazz music, but at that point, it's not jazz anymore. Jazz music, old and busted. I'm with it. Billie Holiday was on drugs.
I like the theme song to Frasier.
Wow.
That's about it.
Corey, jazz music, old and busted, new hotness.
Oh man, it's old busted, man.
Old and
Can't-
busted.
I don't know. I just can't.
Yeah,
You know.
I do like the
can't fuck with it.
jazz drummers can be cool,
jazz drummers are.
but that's just like a YouTube clip. Like that's it.
Right.
I can't. I tried to listen to, like, you know how you make yourself like some people. Like I'm gonna like this because I'm supposed to.
right.
So I try to do that. I can't.
Yeah, I do that with a lot of things. Books, especially.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like I gotta stop being an idiot and read something for
Yeah.
once in my stupid life. All right, next up, classical music, old and busted, new hotness. Go.
I mean, I own busted.
Yeah.
Own busted. I mean, nobody's writing symphonies no more. Nobody's selling out.
The dude at the Pirates of the Caribbean guy, he still writes symphonies.
Does he?
Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Would you? Well, that's like. what is he?
He did
He did Hamilton.
Frasier. Yeah, Hamilton.
He did Frasier.
So I saw. I went to see I forget what it was, but it was a symphony, and it was really great. It was really fun to watch, but it's not new, so I guess old and busted.
Okay.
You can love something that's old and busted. That doesn't mean.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Like, it doesn't mean it's bad. It just means that's what it is.
Right, exactly.
I like video game soundtracks set to classical music. Now that's kind of new hotness for me. I'll say in that regard, like
Kingdom Hearts.
like Final Fantasy. I fucks with that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, Halo, whatever. You know, that's just dope. You know.
The Halo music is inspirational. It is. Nothing makes me want to.
Boy, you a
Gives me
chewing
the
in your
motivation
microphone.
to teabag a middle schooler on the internet more than the Halo
I don't
music.
know if it's classical music, but it's just like it's like.
It's choral music,
Oh.
you know. That's when they were really like pushing the scheme of Christianity early on. They would get everybody to
Okay.
join in and sing those
Yeah.
hymnals in a big church, and it makes
Oh
you.
man.
Sheep in the flock, man.
There you go. It gives the illusion that there
does.
is a
Harmonies do on the brain. Like
Yeah.
when you hear, it's what makes you feel good. Harmonies, it makes you feel like safe
Yeah.
and great.
I had a music teacher one time, and during the course, she got in this terrible bike accident and had a lot of brain damage. And because she requested, I guess she was lucid enough to kind of like voiced this concern, but she requested that they play choral music during her therapy sessions because it like I don't know, it can like heal your brain faster because there's something about like alpha waves in your brain and it affects your brain in that way.
Okay.
Which is also why probably that choral music makes you feel like, you know, if you just attach like any kind of message to that
the brain, like
yeah.
I mean, everyone's. I don't know how you guys grew up, but everyone's been. I'm gonna say like everyone's cried in like a praise and worship song. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You just got like just 4 chords, and they got the effect on the mic. And it's totally like I could do that now. I don't believe in that shit, but if someone starts wants to play, I'll be like, yeah, I could.
Exactly.
I could think of something I've done wrong and cry.
Exactly, man.
Oh yeah.
There's this
I want to try that right now. By the way, I just want to try that. I'm gonna drop the music out for just.
Okay, go for it.
It'll get
First
you.
off, you make me cry on the show. I'll need proof.
There's an old gospel song called "In the Valley," and like whenever I just need a good cry, I'll listen to that song and just like whew, it's just powerful. It's the power of the thing. You know?
I listen to like Johnny Cash sing gospel music and cry if I'm like that's how I know it's like time to go to bed. Quit drinking.
Okay, some stuff right here.
If you're on your porch, you're like I'm gonna load up that Johnny Cash gospel, just go to bed.
It feels so good though to just like I do that too, and maybe this is a little telling. What's going on with the echo right here?
I was just trying to get some mood music. I was trying to
Okay.
call the bluff.
Yeah. It's not really the sexiest topic in the world.
It didn't work.
No.
But there's something so therapeutic to me about just kind of like kicking back, like having a drink and just listening to music in the quiet of my own home.
Oh, that's my favorite. That's why it's nice on the porch, man.
Yeah. It's
Like,
that me time, you know?
Oh yeah, need it.
Yeah,
Love it.
exactly, man.
It's not as fun sober.
It's not.
It's just not that.
It's just not as fun.
That's one of the things that sucks. Like when you want to be like, I'm gonna clean up for a little bit. Guess what's not as fun? Music.
Exactly.
It's what will never be as fun. Music.
It just isn't.
Yeah.
On that note, Old and
Chicken
Busted.
is delicious, by the way.
It's fantastic.
It's really
this is
good.
really good, man. I gotta say, the last time we went to this place, it was not as like juicy as this.
No, it
This is
wasn't.
almost like
No,
pepper
This is
fire.
really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, you know how it's like also
good, moist,
right.
tender,
Good chicken.
good chicken,
Good chicken.
flavor. Hella hot isn't knocking my socks
not
off
gonna
hot.
kill
You know
No,
what I'm saying?
that's perfect though. That's like
You
the
know?
right. This is the hottest one they have too, and it's kind of bearable.
Yeah.
Oh, it's totally bearable.
So Old and Busted or the new hotness, speed metal.
Oh, I've always hated it.
Yeah, Old and
Never liked
Busted.
Man,
What about you, Corey?
It was busted when it was new.
yeah, it was busted.
Nah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna disagree, man. Metallica, Judas Priest. Judas Priest just put out a new album.
I've tried so hard, man.
And it's
I've tried so
fire.
hard to like Metallica.
Jesus.
It doesn't get you going, man.
I need those
You're just
breakdowns.
driving real
I need those
fast.
breakdowns, kid.
You like the?
I gotta have.
Yeah, you gotta. It's gotta be a slower.
Dun, 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 dun. I
One
got
China symbol.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, but the double bass, like an AR-15 in a middle school.
I think that's the thing though. If you grow up like we had similar music tastes and stuff.
Yeah.
If the first heavy stuff you hear is bands dropping 808s and playing double bass and like just playing the deepest, heaviest shit of all time.
Right.
Metallica doesn't.
It feels a little
It
surface.
doesn't get me there. Now there's some songs I can like, but like it's not because I think they're heavy or hard. It's like, oh, that's a good melody or whatever. But it's
see-
never like I'm going nuts to this
I see what you're
thrash
saying.
song.
Here's the thing about the thrash music is it hits the thing for me that like punk music will hit. That
Okay.
hardcore music.
See, it doesn't hit me
couldn't
because it doesn't have the rhythm still. Everything's
Okay.
so fast. Like there's no like. That's why when you listen to it, it's like, oh, there's no pocket
Right.
in it for me.
See, for me, if there's like a car ride in which during that car ride I'm going from point A to point B is a bad decision. I want to listen to something fast because if there's anything slow, I'll have the time to think about, to regret whatever I'm about to do preemptively. You know what I'm saying?
Never been there, yeah.
Okay, so that's why I like to listen like.
Talk about when you're driving aggressively, you're trying to get somewhere.
Exactly.
Like,
I want to
you
hear something fast. I want to hear something,
It's like I'm
doesn't-
gonna go do some weird shit.
For some
Right.
reason, yeah, the really fast stuff never got.
doesn't hit it for you, so speed mode, that's a no. Okay, Old and Busted, the new hotness, rock and roll music. Yeah?
I love rock and roll, Joe.
You're gonna say the new hotness though? Now, the state of rock and roll music now? I'm gonna say it's kind of old and busted, man. I
Yeah,
feel like
but-
rap
You know,
is the new
everything
rock
this
and
week,
roll.
old
I
and
feel like it's
busted.
Yeah.
timeless. It's timeless. Doesn't matter.
I don't know. I feel like it's.
What is rock and roll now?
I love rock and roll music too.
What is rock and roll now?
Man, I feel like it's so watered down now. Like it's all
Yeah.
just kind of like this
you can't. what's-
emotionless indie music now. You know?
But I'm always sure there's something that's not. Like, You're talking about the idea of rock and roll. You're talking about like literally
What's
what
the
am I
number
going
one song
to hear
on
on
the
the
rock and roll
buzz
charts
right now?
Right.
What is that?
Rock and roll bands, the genre rock and roll itself.
Oh, I'm not a huge fan of it now necessarily. At least I haven't been.
You go Nashville right now to go see a band that says they're a rock and roll band.
Just rock and
Are
roll.
you going to enjoy it? Yeah.
I don't know. Does anyone even say that anymore? Like who's?
No, they're playing covers, dude. Rock and roll bands playing covers.
When's the last band you heard that's just like we're rock and roll?
Like brand new band, not like somebody who's a classic act.
Jet comes to mind. Cage the Elephant comes to mind.
Cage the Elephant's good.
Cage the Elephant is good.
Rock and roll.
Cage the Elephant is good. I think they're like the last good rock and roll band.
Jet live would be great, probably.
What?
Probably be so fun.
Then
Yeah.
what is rock and roll?
I played Get Born. That's how I set up the studio today. I woke up. I literally came up here and I turned on Get Born. I haven't heard it in a long time. And I just fucking
What was I listening? I was
off full
listening
blast.
Liam Gallagher of Oasis has new shit out. He's kind of like rock and roll, but it all just sounds like the Beatles rehashed. You know?
Well, yeah, it is. It does. It's all going to sound similar, but I never fought anything for sounding similar to something else. Like that's the thing with me. I
Right.
don't care because I like punk music. That's like my base in music. It's literally every fucking band sounds the same,
Right.
and I don't care, like, because I like it all.
You can't hold yourself to those metrics because at some point it's like
Sometimes
I don't
you can be selective though.
you have a fucking bit about that, man. Like I'm not gonna
About
like
that.
Or it's like if you're a music snob, eventually you just like one note in a Beatles song.
Thanks, man. Well, I wanted if anyone does watch this, I've thought about. I know it's egotistical to be like.
Everybody does watch this.
Well, if to be egotistical to be like, hey, send me some bits you like, because I forget them.
Right, because
Well,
you've been doing it long enough.
Well, I mostly do mics too, and I don't do them. So people will be like that. I'll be like, oh fuck yeah, I want to do that on the album. Like I want to do that.
Right.
And I wouldn't have probably. I don't know.
But the bit I love of yours, and I think we've already had this moment where it's like, dude, I love this bit, and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. Is the bit about waking up?
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I like
That
I do
is
that
like,
one.
god damn, man, because it's so simple, but it says quite a bit just in.
Thank you.
I don't
Thank
know,
you
man.
so much.
That's always been the comedy that I like. It's
I
just
really
like,
genuinely hate waking up. Like,
Yeah.
I hate it so fucking much.
yeah, which is like easy. That's relatable, and then
Waking
you
up
take it to like
sucks,
the
dude.
darkest place possible. Like, that, and that's a genius thing you do, man. Like,
Thanks,
it really
man.
is. I fucking admire that.
It takes me 2 hours to wake up
Oh my
sometimes.
god.
Like,
That's what's
takes me
stuck in
2
her.
hours
Like,
to wake up, man.
because I'm so bad at it, I just stayed up like almost 40 hours to go to a show because I was worried I wouldn't wake up in time and I'd make everybody late for the thing. So I just didn't go to bed when I got off work.
Stayed up 40 hours?
Yeah.
Madman.
It was weird, and I didn't do any stimulants. Well, I did a lot of coffee and Red Bull and tea. But
Yeah. It's so weird that we never count those things.
I did.
Yeah,
I did.
good.
Well, that's the old busted new hotness segment for
Oh,
this.
cool.
I
Thank you.
believe so. Yeah.
That was great.
We'll drop it out with that
I like
instrumental. But
Is it faux pas to make the little sandwiches? I love the greasy bread.
that's a good Southern boy. You make a. That's a
Nothing wrong with that.
yeah. Make a little sandwich, man.
Pickle with it.
Yeah, man. So I did want to talk about, you kind of brought up that you like hardcore music. Mm-hmm. And
This is a hip hop podcast while we ran off the hardcore music. I know nothing about hardcore.
well, we're about to
Guys,
watch
I'm
it.
It's your own fault.
Is it my problem? I'm sorry.
I mean, you could have learned at any
From
time.
who?
What? From who?
From who?
From a lot of people.
From who?
A lot of
Yeah,
people love it.
you started hanging out with white people too late. You got into
What are you talking about?
You got into white people after we
You hung out with
after we
you hung out
stopped
with
listening.
the wrong white people.
First off, I've been into white people. Okay. All right. You don't know how much I know about white people. All right.
That
You
should
don't
be-
know. You don't know.
That
You
should
don't
be
know.
your Instagram bio. White people connoisseur. It's, I was saying, what I was gonna talk about is, Josh has brought this up to me before,
What?
but like how for a lot of people that we know, their transition into like trap music specifically was based in their love of hardcore music.
Yeah,
You
for sure.
brought that up to me one time. What do you think about that?
I use it as a way too, like to kind of be argumentative when someone doesn't like the trap thing. I'm like, but you listen to Black Flag, like it's just simple, aggressive music.
Right.
It's a lot of times too. Like you look at a lot of times people are saying shit they clearly don't mean.
right.
You know what I mean? So like if it's a rap guy, maybe he's lying about how many cars he has. If
Right.
it's a hardcore guy, maybe he's lying about cutting a lady up. You know, it's basically like,
Right.
But it's like it's evoking like I am.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm this
Like,
thing.
the dead Kennedys didn't want to actually kill any poor people, you know? And that's like the critique of punk music that is, I feel like, classically been kind of like picked apart as like, oh, well, they only play 4 chords over and over and over.
Right.
It's like, well, there's something about the passion
who
with
cares?
which they're doing it.
Yeah, who gives a shit? They play 4 chords. Who gives a shit if it's a guy making a beat in his bedroom?
Right.
Like, what is it? If I hear something, and I think it's they're like direct, like real correlations, because you had like 3 6 Mafia talk about mosh pits in songs and stuff. Waka's talk about mosh pits. Like, So when that music was played, people reacted in the exact same way.
My first mosh pit was at ASAP Rocky show.
Yeah. No shit, really.
Yeah.
Where'd you see ASAP?
It was at my first Bonnaroo. Everything goes back to I hate talking about it, but I love it so goddamn much.
Dude, I will not deal with any Bonnaroo hate. There's no better value for saying an amount of music like that.
I want to say this. I wanted to talk about this. Is anyone still defending Bonnaroo at this point?
Defending Bonnaroo?
Yeah, as far as the music lineup.
T-Pain's on it this year.
T-Pain's on the T-Pain.
T-Pain's on it. Here's the thing: is like you can go to Bonnaroo, and for a very, it's you pay like $400. You're gonna see like 30 acts. And the
You're not gonna
headliner.
see 30 acts.
No, I fucking do, man.
You do?
Yes, I make it a point. If I spend money on anything, though, I try to get squeeze as much value out of it as I
can.
can.
Bonnaroo, once you go in, like the entire time you're going from show to show.
I hang out by myself at Bonnaroo. That's what I go.
I had some friends who would do that. They would go off on their own.
I just go by myself and I see as much fucking music as I possibly can because it's like it's such an opportunity. And like there's all these like definitely like I don't know. There's a lot of things about it that are both problematic and just like annoying. But I don't know. If you strip it down, it's like I could see so much music for a really great value and like just see incredible musicians at their best.
Yeah. I've also had bands I really wanted to see ruined.
Okay.
Because the tent next to them was blaring like dubstep. You know what I mean? Like,
oh man.
Like I had a chance to see the Alabama Shakes.
Oh, they're incredible.
There, but I didn't see the Alabama Shakes because fucking Dead Mouse was on next to them. So it was just like,
dude, I saw fucking,
That's a bummer.
I saw
Yeah.
Robert, I saw fucking Robert Plant from Led Zeppelin, and then at anytime there was a lull, you could hear fucking G-Eazy.
Right. That's it. I feel that way kind of about outdoor concerts, like Live on the Green here. It's like, well, I like to listen to Chump by Turtles, but everyone's just talking and hanging out. I can't hear a damn thing you're playing. Like
live on the Green,
which is fine if you're going to socialize. That's what it's for. That's fine.
Yeah, it's a hang. It is a hang. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like it. Like I went 3 times, and I think the last time I went was, and it wasn't like I was like I'm fucking done. I just never went again. But
right.
The last time I went was when they had like the Bud Light Beach Zone or whatever, and I was like, okay, well if this is spring break,
right?
Then I could stay home and put half the money of a ticket into drugs, and then buy like a pair of Beats with the other half of the money, and just sit in my room.
I get fill a kiddie pool full of sand for the same price. I just hang out on my porch.
Yeah, the thing with me, and maybe it's just my demeanor, but it's like after like the first day, I'm just like I could just leave.
See,
dude,
it is. The older I get, it's like, dude, I do not want to do. Like after like day 2 and you haven't showered, you're like, oh Jesus, here we go. And when I was like,
take care of yourself there,
right?
You gotta make sure
you bring baby wipes. Baby wipes.
Oh, baby wipes stuff out, man, because you don't want to crumb bum all day. Baby wipes, baby powder, dude. You don't want to.
Baby powder is such an understated thing, dude.
Cornstarch,
Gold
Bond, whatever, man.
Yeah.
Gold Bond makes a spray now. Have you seen that? I got that.
But I like this.
Oh, you like that?
I love cake.
You like to apply it. It's the application process.
I'm a grown man, damn it.
Yeah.
I'm a grown ass man. I'll put some ointment on my balls.
Yeah. I take care of my stuff, all right?
I do not, man. That's kind of why I used to enjoy Bonnaroo too. Is like you can just go into your most visceral state. It's like the only excuse you have to just like not shower for 5 days and just like take drugs and get sunburned
every week.
Yeah,
there hasn't been a week in a long time I've taken a shower every day.
Yeah, well, I mean, but there's like a social stigma around it still. But it's like, you're in the fucking desert. Yeah, it's no big deal.
For me, it's like work. It's like if I get off work, I'm going back to work the next day, I'm just going to sleep.
Yeah, dude.
And then sometimes if I don't make it the third day I go to work, I'll just do that.
And here we are, back again.
I take cold showers.
And when you work at a restaurant, it's like
cold shower.
That seems awful.
It's pretty fun.
A cold shower?
Cold shower, dude.
You're out of your mind.
That's a dumb.
You're out of your
wakes
damn
you
mind.
up. It's better. It's like a shot of adrenaline. Then once you get over the uncomfortableness or the uncomfort of the cold water, it's sort of like it's soothing.
Really?
Not bad. Runs up your butt and all that stuff too, man. It's right in
dude, I have a friend who's really into cryotherapy right now.
I want to do that.
I want to try that.
I just want to see how it feels.
Yeah, man. He said it's like
freeze you.
Yeah.
Like, what's the temperature?
He said,
like?
okay, so he said like you walk into. I think I'm gonna do it this weekend actually.
Oh, really? First up.
Is you go into a room because you get like a free trial if you recommend somebody, and you go into this one room and it's negative 15 degrees, and that's like to warm you up, and then then you go into the next room. It's negative 170 degrees in there, and you can only be in there for 3 minutes, and you have to like focus on your breathing because like your breathing tenses up, and all your blood just rushes to the
Aren't you
middle
supposed
of
to
you.
do it after you work out? Like that's the thing.
Right.
Like, it stops the lactic acid.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
from-
Exactly.
yeah.
It's supposed to
Fucking
stimulate
everything up.
healing muscles a lot faster. And then apparently when you
from being
when you
sore.
come out, you just are like, you have like you oxidize every single fucking blood vessel in your body and just have like this wave of euphoria that comes over.
Gnarly.
So yeah.
I want to try one of those float tanks.
That's what I was gonna say. I want to do that.
Yeah, I wanna try one
I
of
want to
those.
do that for like 7 years
there's
now,
one
and I
in
haven't.
Nashville.
Well, there are now. Like
yeah.
at the
Like $100 maybe for like.
no, I think it's like 50 or something.
Really? Oh, dude.
At the time, well, you can. They're always on Groupon.
Okay, I need to check that out for real.
I want to do the float tanks, and I want to do the oxygen bar too. Even though that's probably the lamest one,
It does have pretty lame.
but just like the pure oxygen, it's apparently like pretty euphoric.
Okay.
What do you go? You just go in there and
Makes you
breathe.
real. What just makes you real heady?
No, it's like
Yeah.
It's like
so we don't breathe
this real
like,
good, man.
pure oxygen. Like it's
Okay.
like nitrogen and stuff.
right.
And but this is like tanks of pure oxygen. And
Right.
apparently when you get that, it's like an energizing
Oh,
thing.
Yeah, man. It just like oxidizes all your blood cells. You get kind of that natural high going.
Yeah.
But is the float tank, is that like the deprivation chamber?
Yeah.
where you,
Yeah,
like,
sensory deprivation
it's like
chamber.
salt water, and then
Salt.
you're just in there and you can hear your own organs.
yeah,
Dude, that's just like,
yeah.
oh man, it sounds so cool, but it is like, it's exhausting to get into like a
I wanna
meditative
know-
state like that.
I
man.
want to know what
It's
total
like,
isolation feels like.
Yeah, I really
I
want
wanna
to.
know
Scary,
what that
dude.
feels like. Yeah,
that's every
just
day of my
be alone.
life, man. I just need more friends. That's my goal. I need to be around as many people as possible. I need to get out of my fucking house and into the
Just see what
in the
happens when
mix
you go
again.
there. I like to check
Yeah,
it
man.
out. I like to check it out. See.
I want to try the float tank so bad. I've heard different from like meditating. I've heard there's some like psychedelic elements to it.
Right. I heard about it on the Joe Rogan podcast. I
That's
think
right.
it's where I
Yeah.
heard
I think that's
about it.
like every float tank company owes like 10% of their business to Joe Rogan. Like,
Yeah, totally, man.
They should have to send him a check.
Yeah. Gary tweeted one time, he was like, I am embarrassed to say how much I've been inspired by the Joe Rogan podcast. I was like, that's so fucking true.
True. I started going to saunas because of the Joe Rogan podcast.
Yeah.
I think it's great.
That's the only reason I've ever worked out is
Oh,
like
really?
I just fucking like watch a Joe Rogan inspirational video.
Yeah.
It's like, I can do this. I can fucking do
Stop
this.
being
Yeah.
a little bitch. Get out
Yeah,
here.
That's- and
exactly.
Yeah.
People shit on it because they want to be a little bitch and it makes them feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And yeah,
Exactly.
people are like, this is good bro shit. It's like, oh, because you want to be. Like I'll admit I am lazy. I don't feel good about it right now. I don't feel good about the state of my being right now.
Yep.
But I'm not going to shit on somebody who's telling me to quit that. You know? I'll be
Yeah,
like, cool,
I mean-
thank you. Yeah, that's.
Well, it does. I mean, it's that classic bully that like it feels good to shit on somebody when you're low. And it does. It like raises you a little bit,
And
man.
and-
At mics and shit, you shit on somebody, feels great.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like the best feeling in the world, but
That's
it's
it.
like, this is objectively evil, right? Like, this is bad. This is bad.
It feels like it's good fun. It's in good fun to a point.
Yeah.
It's just,
Yeah.
That's how I feel about it. But we're going
Yeah.
to go too deep.
I feel like you should be.
do it with a wink and a nod, and
Do
it's
it.
like,
Yeah,
Now
as
we're
if
having
we're
fun.
contemporaries having just a friendly joust. That's always fun.
Exactly, right,
We
right.
try to antagonize and attack.
right.
And it's
Well,
just not cool.
Everyone can see the intent in people's eyes. Like you can even say a meaner thing.
Oh, for sure.
But if people are like, "Oh, he's just fucking off," like
Right.
you can say something way meaner than someone who says something like not that mean, but you can tell they're just like mad or something.
Yeah,
and it's like,
like-
"Oh, that's shitty."
Yeah, if somebody just tells you to go fuck yourself, but they
Yeah.
look really mad, that means a lot more than if you
Go fuck
actually.
yourself.
And also, if you're like cutting somebody down, like if I'm roasting Pablo, it's like on some level, I've also taken the time to get to know him enough
Yeah.
to where I can't cut him down. You know, like
that's the whole deal.
yeah, man, it is definitely.
It's like yeah.
Anyway, I've got some news items to get to.
News
We get
items,
some
okay.
rap news items.
Okay, let's see what we can.
First
okay.
off, do you know Lil Xan? Do you know this guy?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so Lil Xan, I think it was like last week, said that he doesn't listen to Tupac. Tupac is trash. What do you think about that?
First of all, I will say I am so excited to see some of these SoundCloud rappers start getting smoked. Like, like I'm just saying, like not to be a dick, but it's gonna be
Right.
so funny when that does happen. But I will say it's perfectly okay for a 18-year-old
Yeah.
kid to be like,
Right.
I don't listen to 30-year-old music.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
it's totally
Tupac's been in a long time.
yeah. That's
Tupac's
like
been in a long
I
time.
I can't stand any of that shit when someone's just like, I don't listen to this older. Like I come from a different time.
Right.
And that wasn't in any way influencing my sound or my musical taste.
And this is like the first time in like hip hop where like, or this in the history of hip hop where stuff is so old that nobody has a reference for it. You
Yeah.
know?
Right.
Like I was aware of like early hip hop because I don't know, like early like Grandmaster Flash, all that stuff. When I was like, my parents taught me that stuff. You know,
Okay.
If your parents ain't teaching you that, or your friends or your older brothers, shit like that, where are you gonna get it from? What's popping right now?
Exactly.
Guys like Lizanne, all they know is like Lil Wayne and like Drake and
Yeah,
shit.
and-
Like
and-
those
Right.
guys, those are those major influences.
Yeah.
And there's the thing too, it's like really hypocritical about that because hip hop more than any genre has been about what is happening right now. Like it's been like since it's got big, it's been the fastest evolving thing. So to at a certain point, like to be like, okay, well we're stopping the core of what this whole thing is, which is like whatever's happening now. Like what's
Sure.
like what's the what are the kids like making music like now?
Exactly. And on a societal level, our whole society craves this idea of like being present. And what is not more present than just like self-derivative or like really, I don't know, like self-derivative material where it's just like, I don't know, I don't need to draw my influences. Just whatever melody comes to my head, I'll lay it down over a
Right.
beat, and that's what it is.
Also, you know what I mean? Like, he should know better. Let's be
Kinda,
real.
yeah. Well,
It's
was
like
it
he
that-
was aware of what Tupac is.
He
and,
was
like,
aware
at
of
least-
probably
Yeah,
what
he
the
was-
statement would mean because Lil Yachty already did it too. That was another point.
He
It's
did that
like
shit with
Lil
Biggie.
Yachty already
He
did that.
shit with Biggie. That shit was.
Well,
Yeah.
that's it.
But Yachty was real good though. He was real hot at the time.
It
Like,
was-
super hot. At
right.
his hot. Really at his
Right.
hottest, he said that shit.
He was one of
Right.
the biggest. Like his album was like one of the biggest like letdowns.
This past one?
Whatever.
Listen to Lil Boat, too. You talking about
Teenage Emotions or whatever.
Oh God, yeah, that was
like
horrible.
I was excited. I was like,
Me too.
Like when it came out on Spotify, I was like, I think that night or whatever. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna listen to this.
Right.
It was
Trash. Yeah, it was fucking trash. But even when Lil Yachty did the Biggie thing, when he said he didn't give a shit about Biggie, I felt better about it than when Lil Xan said this. Maybe it's just the context
Well,
that Lil Yachty kind of broke that ground and was like able to say something controversial about
Also,
it.
it was a white kid talking about hip hop.
No, he's
So-
Mexican.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah, he's Mexican.
Oh shit. Well,
And
my
not like
bad.
Texas Mexican where he's just
I
Latino and I'm
apologize.
saying that he's Mexican. He is Mexican.
I apologize for generalizing.
Well,
This kid's real pale. I assume. My bad.
there's a thing too where I love like any criticism you have about modern hip hop. It's just the same criticism people had about the hip hop before it. Like. That's my favorite.
True.
That's my favorite thing. Is like these guys are just talking. It's like, okay, what did your grandma say about Tupac?
That exactly.
He's just talking. Like
Right,
it's
exactly.
Just,
He sounds so
whenever
many curses
Such a
and
good
he's
fucking
talking
way to
about
say it. God damn
calling
it.
women bitches and
it's-
stuff.
it-
Like this was before Money Cash Hoes.
yeah, it's,
Especially when Money Cash Hoes was the thing. Oh my god.
so that's what's like so funny about these older rappers like criticizing mumble rap in the same way they've been criticized by people
Right.
older than them. They're
Exactly.
But at least I'm with the older rappers, man. You gotta have some lyrics, man. You gotta re-rap about. Say something.
sort of.
Say something. Say something.
There's a great video where they do somebody does these videos online where they'll give rappers like lyrics
Yeah.
to read and they'll say if it's
yeah.
if it's good or not.
Yeah.
And Scarface was just
Don't
reading
read the
Gucci
bars.
Gang. Scarface was reading
Yeah.
Gucci Gang. I was like, this is hard. It's like because there's something about like it's so defiantly
Yeah.
like
It's
stupid.
punk.
It's
Yeah.
punk.
Really.
Exactly.
It's just it's
If
yelling,
it sounds good,
it's
fuck
yelling
with
in
it.
a microphone.
Yeah,
Sounds
exactly.
good. Fuck it. I fucks with it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and-
It don't
exactly.
sound, if it sounds bad, then
And it's also like if you really like not to disrespect like the great rappers and stuff, but I have been like since like the trap thing hit, and I was like obviously made it to me where I was like, this is like this is hardcore. This is hardcore with a better rhythm.
Right.
This is hardcore I can like kind of vibe to instead of being angry.
Right.
I've been to like a fair amount of debates of people like wanting to shit on it or whatever. But like even if you go back and listen to Biggie or Tupac, like yeah, they got a few songs that's like this song got like a crazy message and all that. A lot of their songs is like rhyming like A B A B A B A B, and it's not they didn't do it very well.
Right.
But let's not act like they weren't doing that.
Right.
Oh,
Let's
yeah.
not act like they never said like
Okay.
get in my car and go to the bar. Like
Right.
Yeah.
They for sure did that too. It isn't.
Yeah.
My favorite type of rap music is if they're just talking about like cool like shit, but just doing it well. You know, like it doesn't have to be conscious lyrics. I like really skillful rappers just like talking about just flex stuff. Like that's why I love ASAP Rocky, because he's really technically
okay.
proficient,
Okay.
but he's just like talking
yeah.
about like coats and shit. Like that's so cool to me
rapper
that you would
who
be
talks about
proficient in
owning
all
the
you care.
luxuries of life.
Yeah, exactly.
There's
And that's why
that's
Biggie
no
was
hard-
cool. It's
yeah.
like it was party music, but he was
Yeah.
just really good at like cutting
it
up the
was
finer
true.
parts of the party.
So that's
like
the thing.
early 2000s Snoop Dogg was exactly
Bling
that.
era shit,
Bling
dude.
era shit.
Yeah. Exactly.
If this is not off crazy off base, have you noticed like since rap, like how much rap affects like style and like in general style,
yeah.
and, like the carpet, like because like no one's putting 22s on an Escalade anymore.
Nope.
No.
No one gives a fuck. Like
No.
one gives a fuck about like South Pole anymore. No one.
No.
Like, no one cares. Like now it's like everyone's trying to get designer stuff,
Right.
or as close to designer as you can.
Right.
And then also it's like maybe get that loan for a Mercedes and just stock. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
Like it's a thing.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing is like if you look back at like early 2000s stuff where they're like I got 12 TVs in my car
In the headrest.
yeah.
Any Paul Wall song.
Yeah.
Really,
And sure enough, every once in a while, you'd be driving through a certain part of town and you would see someone with TVs in the very back
Oh, yeah.
headrest just flexing, who definitely probably couldn't afford that shit. You didn't
Yeah,
have it.
exactly. Yeah.
Totally flexible.
And-
Just
and
because they wanted to do it. Makes
Right.
you feel good when they ride in their car. Mm-hmm. It's dope.
If you did that now, everyone would look at you like you're a fucking moron.
Oh, for sure.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you got
Right.
If you're like, I put 8 TVs in my car, they're like, why?
Dude, that's
Why'd
what
you do that?
My cousin used to have a car. He used to play porno on the backside all the time.
Dude, that's what makes me so mad about like white racist dudes and like, yeah, they're just spending money on truth that don't. It's like, what is your bass boat? What is
Right,
the bass
yeah.
boat? It's the same fucking thing. Everybody wants a reprieve from the life and shit that makes them feel good.
Yeah,
it's
and-
capitalism. It's the whole society we live in.
and
Like
it's
you're
also-
not exempt from it.
It's also way more obtainable to buy a car you can't afford or a boat you can't afford than it's like you're really gonna buy some land and then build a home on it and then like that's
Right.
like that's infinitely more money. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you
Yeah,
can
exact-
technically pay $250 a month until you die
Right.
for that stuff. Like you can make it work. You can't. What are you gonna
Yeah. Yeah.
start some industry in your backyard?
Hey, let
Is
me
that people really
Oh,
expect
yes.
you to do? Like,
Behold, I've created.
right.
Is that a proclamation anybody makes anymore?
Dude, when I'm old, I'm going to turn one of those metal detector on the beach, guys. That's going to be my hustle.
I knew people that was a fan.
People
I
still
had some
lose stuff
friends
on
who
the
had
beach.
a metal detector.
I'm just listening to podcasts while I do it. Just listening to
yeah.
Come Town on the beach. That I guess you kind of already touched on it, man, but I did want to bring up, like, when you see, like, fashion in rap or hip-hop or whatever, do you give a shit? Like, is it cool to you? Because I think it's really fucking cool.
Yeah, I think it is now more than it ever was.
Right.
But it also reminds me, it's like I can't do it. You know what I mean? Like
Right,
that's the
there's no
thing.
way.
Why can't you do it?
Because I don't have the money.
You don't
Like,
want to
you know what I mean? Like,
you can't wear Supreme, like streetwear.
see,
like
I
what?
don't give a fuck about that level of it. I don't, and that's something. Okay, maybe this is, but
Yeah.
brands are back.
Yeah.
Because brands went away entirely.
Right.
It was all the normcore stuff. It was like, don't put anything on my shirt. But
Right.
now it's like I was talking about with my friend. People are going and just buying Thrasher shit. Like,
Yeah, Thrasher's, like
Like, just
rap
that-
shit
That's
now.
a cool thing to wear.
isn't
now.
that weird?
Yeah.
That's like a thing to have.
Yeah.
When I went to MTSU with Ben.
Okay.
I see like on the internet, like videos of like younger kids, like they're doing, like the guy who does the thing where he makes the cheap clothes. Have you seen that stuff? Like the
Yeah.
like the
the
super
guy with
deluxe
the red
stuff.
hair. Yeah, super, yeah.
The- like,
that
the-
guy. I forget his name, but yeah.
Yeah, and I see that stuff, but I haven't seen 18, 19-year-olds out in public,
Okay.
like in full force. And yeah,
Right.
everyone's wearing like Thrasher.
MTSU is the best way to get a sample
Yeah,
of what
like-
that looks like. Yeah, like an art school, yeah.
And when it was a thing, when I was, and I guess hip hop culture hadn't kind of gone over into like white kid culture that hard yet. Well, it definitely hadn't.
Right.
But it was like
When was this? What time period? What?
like I'm gonna say even like 2009 when I graduated.
Okay.
This is Are we?
What?
No, I lost I opened up a window and it
Oh.
popped something up.
Oh, okay,
Continue.
cool.
Continue.
But it was like so like you would wear like kids would wear like American Eagle and Abercrombie and stuff like that, but no one was spending like money on
Right.
Like-
on like designer shit.
Yeah, like on
or
actual-
or boutique shit.
right.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's
all
like
at the mall stuff.
it's big because what was the
Yeah.
what was the
Yeah,
music
yeah.
people were listening to?
Pacific.
It was like it
The
was
thing
like
is, it was still
Nickelback
rap.
and
It
like
was still rap with those kids, but it just
Yeah.
wasn't there was still a line of like we still dress this way.
It could be they didn't feel free enough
It
to
was
just
cool
like wear
listening
the
to
shit they wanted to
360
wear. Yeah.
Right.
T-Pain.
Yeah. That was
Remember 2009? Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I was fresh out of college. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was hot. I remember. Okay.
And probably their parents would have looked at them some type of way if like
For sure.
if they had like
Oh, yeah.
decided to express themselves like that, as opposed to like maybe just like the next half generation of parents are like, yeah, fuck, what are you? Yeah.
But it also, and like you said the word boutique.
Boutique.
That stuff wasn't known about in Middle America.
No, I had
Like, if
my entire awareness from it is through
I
rap
remember
music. Yeah.
the first time I walked in an American an American Apparel store.
Oh, man.
Right.
So it was the one downtown river, like I guess before
Okay.
it closed.
Yeah.
And me and my friend are like 18, we're walking around, and I see this store, and I just now kind of like started like I'll dress, kind of like thinking about like I'll dress like different ways, and the plain stuff was coming in, you know, if you're
Right.
like into rock or you know, you
Yeah,
just
yeah.
kind of like plain clothes,
Right.
and
Plain clothes.
One solid color.
That's a part of FDR's new deal. Plain clothes. Anyway, sorry.
No, sorry, I feel like I'm just bad at riffing. I feel like I'm
No,
just
no,
like,
you're good.
like I'm just like, like I'm not actually like, hey, can we get back to this? But
Hey, hey,
but I'm
motherfucker.
just- I'm just
I was
like,
making a point.
I'm just like, I'm not good. No, but I went to American Apparel, and I was like, this is the store I've been looking for. It no existed. And then I was like, the way it looked, and I was like, and also all this shit must be so cheap.
yeah.
You know, because I was like, look
Oh,
at
no.
it. It's all plain.
It's shitty.
and
It's a
thrown-
flannel shirt.
Yeah, it's thrown everywhere. The girl's asleep behind the counter. Like, no one gives a fuck. And I found these jeans, these green jeans. I was like, dude, I've never even seen some green jeans like this. I was like, these are gonna be like $30, and they're like $100. And I didn't know jeans could cost $100 a pop. I was 18 years old.
Oh man, that's crazy.
What do they mow the lawn? Like,
I had no idea you could pay $100. I remember my dad giving me shit about like $45 jeans.
yeah,
You know, like-
yeah, man. I was. Oh man, I remember being so insecure in middle school because I didn't have nice shit, and I was just like,
That was,
yeah.
yeah, it was. I mean, I had
That's when I started dressing goth. I was like, fuck this. I feel like shit all the
Alright.
time. I just start wearing skinny jeans. I go to
That's what
Goodwill
you
and
do,
just buy
man.
girl jeans
Buy
and
the girl
shit.
jeans. You had a
I was
pair
like,
of girl
fuck
jeans?
this, dude. I
I had a
hate
pair of
this.
girl jeans.
Yeah.
You couldn't.
Girl jeans.
Yeah. It's like
They
I
didn't
can't,
make them for men.
Yeah, it's like-
early on.
yeah, it's like I can't look cool because I can't afford the shit that like you're supposed to wear or whatever. So it's like, fuck it. I'll just start doing whatever. Started listening to My Chemical Romance and joined a band, and I started wearing girl jeans. And then of course like people start fucking with you because it's like,
You look different.
yeah, you look
Yeah.
fucking different, you know. It's like it's a defense mechanism, but it works, you know, shit like that. And that's kind of like what the weirdest thing is now. Like that's how everyone dresses.
That's when
Yeah.
I saw everyone wearing skinny jeans.
Yeah,
When I saw like dudes on
Odd Future era. Let's be honest. That's what.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah,
that's
so
when
it's popping.
the shift
Right.
That's what's
happened. Yeah,
popping.
skate culture hit rap culture like it never did before, and it became. Yeah,
Everyone's
Lil
wearing
Wayne
fucking-
started wearing skinny jeans and shit too. Yeah.
Slayer shirts, and then above that you'd see guys on like not like CBS News, but you see like red carpet reporters with gauges and shit, like small ones, like the fashionable ones.
Right.
And it's like, when did this hit? Like
Yeah.
since when are you allowed to have holes in your ear?
Yeah.
But it's fashionable now. You can
Yeah.
you can totally do all that stuff.
Right. My
Yeah.
mom flipped her shit when I got a tattoo on my forearm, as she rightfully should have.
I didn't never even notice that.
Yeah, I got that right there.
Was that a genie bottle?
It is a genie lamp,
Genie.
yeah. Yeah, I realized about 10 minutes after I got it that it looks like a bong. Yeah, and that she was freaking out, and I was like, this is genuinely not like, I don't know, like, yes, this is a stupid decision, but also it really won't affect your career. Like,
Right.
I've seen people in professional positions all the time who just look like fucking freaks and
at a
weirdos.
certain
Like, it
point,
genuinely-
at a
it-
certain
it's-
say
point
that.
in her era, it would.
Yeah, of
Like,
course
it
it would.
100% would.
What
And that's
about
like it
face
was the weirdest
tattoos,
thing
though?
trying to explain to her. I was like trying to actually make a genuine argument. It's like it doesn't matter. It really,
Yeah.
it's not as
Now-
big of a deal.
What about face tattoos though?
That's still obviously, you know, can't have a fucking
But it's-
teardrop
but
and
it's kinda
and
like-
have the ice cream cone.
or Z's or whatever.
Yeah,
That's something I
People
do
put
hate
it-
is trying to become, because I kind of hate that tattoos are like mainstream.
yeah.
I kind of hate the gauges and tight, like all that stuff, because like it takes away
the coolness of it.
Because it's like you said, like you couldn't afford American Eagle and stuff,
Yeah.
so you found this identity in something,
Right.
And then because of that, found kids who liked the music,
Right.
And then now just everybody is wearing
I know, yeah.
a Thrasher hoodie and tight.
It's
pants
like
or
a
whatever.
tattoos
It's
at
like-
some point is like
Yeah,
if
has
you were
a-
in the Navy and you couldn't feel anything, then the pain would be like you're
Right.
feeling, and then you have this tattoo to remember
Or like,
that you felt something.
I went to jail. Fuck you. You know.
Yeah,
I don't-
exactly. Right. Exactly.
I figure they would put a naked lady on their forearm or something
Yeah.
like that and make a dance.
The only tattoos I find cool now, like I hate whenever somebody has like this big tattoo and it's like full of color and all this shit. I like little line work about like cult shit. I think that's cool. Like the only way you could make a tattoo cool now in this era is like if you just got a fucking pentagram on your face. It would be like that's the only way you could break through like the saturation of because everyone is an individual now. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Every single person
That's
like
the whole deal.
It has to, and it, you know, it has to mean something, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to. I don't know. I've been thinking about getting a tattoo, and it sounds
Really?
like it's such a bad.
Do you not have one?
I don't have one.
I don't have one either.
I don't. Maybe too old. I don't know.
I'll
think it's
get the
age.
Hotness logo on my face with you if you guys want to go after
On
this.
my face, man.
On the
I don't know,
face.
Man. I could put it like on a butt cheek, man. I don't mind.
I've thought about doing the butt tattoo.
The butt
Just see what it
tattoo.
feels like. So I get to know what it feels like to get
Oh,
tattooed
man.
on
I just don't want
myself.
anybody looking at my naked butt that long. That's my
Right.
thing. Yeah.
That would be You definitely want to do it in like in the colder months.
Yeah.
You know, like you want
I knew a guy in college who actually got your name tattooed on his butt.
Oh, classic.
That's it.
And then didn't have
Classic.
and then didn't have the money to pay for it. So made our friend pay for it. It was a real shitty thing.
Dude, the
really
best
shitty
tattoo is Steve-O's own face on his ass or whatever, or
his
is it on his,
back.
on his back?
Yeah.
That's fucking hysterical. And then he had the heartogram, but with a dick coming down off the heartogram, dude. I'll say, dude, Steve-O is my fucking hero, man. I was going on a fucking bender the other night and just like watching the Jackass movies, and I was like, this is the funniest shit I've ever
I saw
seen.
you tweeted about that.
Yeah, dude,
it
it's
is.
like-
It is
it's
the
so
funniest thing.
funny.
It is the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah, man.
Especially the first time.
Ultimate
you see it.
slapstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slapstick
And it also
is
everybody at one
true
point
as phone.
like hurt themselves and their friends in their backyard.
Yeah, exactly. It's
like
it's relatable.
Everyone wanted to do it.
Where we
Yeah.
just threw backpacks at each other.
Right. It's like the same way, like if you see like a really good club comic and like some of it's like, is this hacky? But it's like,
Yeah, it's
it's
cool.
it's like your
It's really great.
belly laughing at like hacky shit. It's like, cause it's lunch table funny, you know? But I don't know. I think that shit's so hysterical. And some of the bits are like really
Some of 'em-
good ideas, man. And then they end on, and it never takes itself too seriously. At no point does it ever does Jackass get up its own ass? Like it's,
No.
and it's
No,
almost
they can't-
fucking
it can't-
like,
it's no way possible for it to.
exactly, man. It's
If you take
amazing
that-
that just these fucking assholes just charmed America like that. It's incredible to me.
That's it. That's
Sure.
like I would talk about when I would like shit on someone who watches The Bachelor or whatever, you know.
Yeah. Right.
And then I would kind of be like, okay, what do you watch that's dumb? And I'm like, yeah, something really dumb, but it's called Jackass. You know? It's like I'm not really taking this. I'm not worried about like, oh my God, are they still friends? Like, like it's called like, which I think that's why it's okay to like that shit because it's reality TV, but there's no way to make a fake version because it's called Jackass. Like, you're not supposed to take it seriously.
Right.
Seriously at all.
Yeah, and I just personally, and maybe I'm a total fucking shitbag,
What?
man, but I think like the best crafted joke is like just still not as funny as somebody getting kicked in the balls. Like it's so funny. Like every
Farts,
time,
man.
Like out of nowhere.
it's good every
Farts are
fucking
the
time.
funniest thing. I
Yeah.
have an account I follow on Instagram called Girl Farts.
All right.
And it's porn.
Now
but
we get to
it's-
the real.
It is porn.
Yeah.
But I just think it's funny. Like,
Okay.
and people don't believe me. I'm like, no,
Women
I just think
farting
this,
important.
I think this is just the funniest thing of all time. Because it is. Because it's like, not so, okay, so you have farts, which I will sometimes, I'll be at work and I'll roll over laughing and people say, what are you laughing at? And I won't tell them because I'm laughing about thinking about times I've farted in my brother's face. Like, I'll just die and I won't be able to talk to anybody. And I'm like, oh, nothing. Because I can't explain, like, oh, yeah, one time I just ripped a fart in my brother's face. And it was so...
Yeah, it's like, did you fart on somebody now? That would be funny. It's like, no. I'm just
No,
remembering.
it happened. This is like 5 years ago. or else, my mom used to, like, on car rides, she'd lose her fucking mind.
Yeah.
She gets so mad. And I would just make it a point. But there's this account called Girl Farts, and it's funny. It's double, so you got the farts to cover that.
Yes.
It's also funny, though, because it is porn. It's
porn.
So they make the porn noises and shit.
Yeah.
Like, it's like,
Oh.
they take it to that fake level.
Okay.
But it's just, so it'll be like, and then they'll be like, oh, that was stinky. Oh, that smells awful. Oh, I think I'm sick. Like, it's the funniest. And then sometimes I'll fart in other
People got some
women's
weird fetishes,
faces.
man.
Sometimes I'll fart in dudes' faces.
Right.
It's so
People are weird, man.
It's the funniest. It's like, there's nothing that makes me laugh harder than that.
That's so great, man. I've been seeing a lot of articles about like, apparently men are enjoying the smell of farts. Like, of course that's a fetish. Like, of course it is.
It's been a thing.
Yeah, of course.
yeah.
Like, does any fetish surprise anybody
I know
at
some
this
really
point?
well. I know somebody really well. If I can like know their fart, it's like a point you got.
Oh, you can appreciate everybody's brand.
I've never gone that. See, I
used to live in a
don't
frat house, so like
it.
I knew we just knew.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
You know, just everybody.
Some tribal fucking thing. You just you can.
It really is.
Yeah.
We start nesting and then just fart.
That's like girls, their period sync up.
Yeah.
Man, it's like you.
I know who farted. Look here, dude. You get that shit outside.
Yeah.
Living
Man.
in this old house, no ventilation.
There is like
Get caught up in the winds.
It does in no way like turn me on. I just think it's the funniest thing in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
True.
Like if someone farted during sex, I would not be like, yeah, but I might just laugh like, for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
For a long time.
Yeah, man. I've never farted during sex. That's never happened to me.
Totally farted
Yeah.
in sex.
Yeah.
I try to hold it.
Corey's got a
sometimes.
20-minute chunk on farting during sex.
No. I mean, like,
Well, the thing is, when you fuck as often and for as long as Corey Perry,
like,
it's just at a certain,
Everything's gonna happen.
at a
yeah.
certain point. You
Yeah,
have to, he does a lot of things during sex.
Right, yeah, he's done his taxes
Yeah,
during sex.
he has to. He'd have
don't
no
know.
time.
You know,
Right, on a long enough
sometimes-
timeline.
Look, sometimes you gotta take a phone call during sex.
Yeah.
You don't have time to stop sex, but you got time to take that call during sex.
One time Corey walked out of this podcast and he literally fell into some pussy. He tripped off the front porch and fell into
Rolled
some
my
pussy.
ankle, man. Bumped my head and I was like, oh, I'm in a vagina.
You say vagina?
No, a vagina.
That's the best part about your sex, your sex jokes is that you always do something like like some zany thing always happens to you. Like,
It's also one of the few people where you're like, oh, this is real. Like every time you're like, he's not.
right, exactly.
He has too many real stories to start making shit up. Like it's gonna take a
Really?
It's like
probably
that-
took so long in my development as a comedian because like I was afraid to embellish. Like in my
Right.
writing, I had to be rooted in the truth. That's why I
Right.
can't like lie about it.
That's it. So I have that thing. Do you have a thing
Yeah.
where it's like, so you're gonna do a storytelling thing,
Yeah.
Okay.
and you know you gotta embellish a little bit,
Right.
Yeah.
but then at a certain point you're like, yeah, I'm not allowed to make it up. It's like, but yeah, you are.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Exactly.
You're allowed,
It's a
to, you're
joke.
allowed to
Exactly.
totally make
It's a joke.
this up.
Totally.
Remember Jackass in those moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
it can
the-
be whatever you want it
What
to be.
funny?
There's no-
what funny needs to be true.
Dave Chappelle bits. That's what like.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baby
Exactly.
didn't come out of the asshole.
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
hysterical. It's just hysterical. Like, yeah.
Yeah,
In the club.
And there's a thing where for some reason people, it's a way to hook them in. If you go like, hey, this actually happened the other day. People are like, oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah.
Like,
It's this decade of truth and comedy shit that has happened from Mike Birbiglia, and it's like, no,
Well, I
just say
don't-
funny shit.
yeah, but I
has
think it's
to be
I think it's before that where it's like comics instead of just saying this is a joke, they go like, my wife said.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
So even down to that level,
like it was
of like,
still, it's like, so this actually, I woke up and my kid really did this.
right.
You know?
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing is like, if you can take it to like a place where you're obviously veering off into a ridiculous scenario, is that why people get away with it? I think Theo Vaughn, I don't know if you guys watch that guy. I think he does that.
Okay.
Where he'll do this insane storytelling where it's like clearly goes
Yeah.
off into
there's a little
ridiculous.
bit true and you get it.
Right.
If you get it far enough away, people should at a certain point be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is a joke.
Well, I mean, all the best stories are embellished. Like any
Yeah.
story your friends ever told you, it's like on some level you
10%.
know it's insane, but that's what makes it even better.
Yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
like that it's so
There was
fucking
a guy-
crazy.
Last night we were hanging out after I never met him before, and he told me his friend drank 180 beers in 2 days.
Yeah.
And I knew that wasn't true.
Right.
I'm
But
not
you
gonna
want
be-
it. You want
I'm
it.
just gonna laugh and that's funny. You know, like,
Let it
oh,
ride.
dude, that's a lot of fucking beer. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
Like, I'm not gonna be the guy's like, no, we didn't. You know?
Yeah. That's I remember one time I was hanging out with
That's a lot
my
of beer, man. I'm just thinking like
It
how
didn't
much
happen.
is-
There's
yeah,
no
I
way
know,
in hell
I
it
was
happened.
just
There's
thinking, like,
no one drank 90 beers
and then 2 days
in
in, a row.
a day and then did it again.
I was hanging out with two of my uncles one time, and we had this. Somebody was over. It was like my cousin's like boyfriend or something. My uncle's like, "Hey, go fuck with that guy." And my other uncle goes over there and just starts making up a fucking story about like stealing a panda from the zoo, and he's like acting out, like trying to get in there with the fucking like the thing and get his head around it, like doing the noises and shit. And the whole thing, I was like, this is a completely made up story, and it's the funniest shit I've ever heard in my life. And just even the idea that you would just like commit that hard to something so ridiculous is the funny part, you know?
True.
I used to have the
It has to be
people in it,
ludicrous.
and I
Yeah.
started feeling really bad about it and feeling like I was a sociopath because of it. Because I would just like,
Well, you are, but you shouldn't feel bad.
Yeah, I would just have fake conversations with strangers.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't because I would never make it absurd.
Right.
I would do a thing where I would like tell a guy exactly what I knew he wanted to hear.
Okay.
And then I would just go with it. You know what I mean? So if I'm walking in like a gas station and there's like an old guy sitting out front, and he goes, "Hey, how you doing, buddy?" And I go, "Well, I'm doing this about as good as you can these days, you know." And then boom, and then we're just in it, and we're in it, and then all of a sudden, like I'm just matching everything he says, and then you realize he's having a great time, and you're just fucking with him. Like but it is like I would never like pull the rug out from under. I would never be like, you got fucked with. So technically, he just had a great conversation.
You like
Yeah.
You like stealing people's time with small talk.
Yeah, right. Yes, and it isn't like they wanted to probably they're hanging out in front of a fucking gas station. You know what I mean? Like they wanted to talk to somebody.
Yeah.
But at a certain point, it's like, are you allowed to just lie to someone for like 20 minutes?
Fuck yeah, man. Exactly. Yeah. The art of the small talk, man. Yeah. See, I was about to say that's what I do too, except I'm not fucking with people. I'm just enjoying the.
see, I can't do that if I'm not. Yeah. If like I have to just go into.
Oh yeah, I'll do it. I love it. I love leaning into it. I saw an old man at Goodwill today. I was like, if he approaches me, I'm gonna start talking about like how my eyes hurt or something. Like, I was just like, we're gonna try to relate to him with some like pain in my life, you know? I'm like, yeah, I know. Hey, I'll tell you. I know how it goes. Shit like that. I love doing that shit.
I did this thing one time. My friend Andrew was buying cigarettes from a dollar store, and we were.
Oh, they do that now?
No, he wasn't. Okay, he wasn't. I'm sorry. We was buying just something regular from a dollar store. No cigarettes being bought. And the lady, this old lady's doing the checkout, and she goes, "How you boys doing?" And I go, "I'm doing pretty good, miss. But here's the thing, my friend here smokes, and it makes me sad." And she reached over and she reaches over and grabs his hand and tells him all about how her husband died of lung cancer.
No, man.
And how she
shit.
That's a bit.
And how she and how she had to watch him like waste away. Oh, man. And my friend could not. Of course, you can't be like, "All right, I'm leaving." He had to listen. He had to take it all. And he had this
shit.
Oh man.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Oh man.
And about halfway through that, I felt kind of bad.
Yeah.
But now it's funny. Now I'm glad I did.
Oh no, that's hysterical.
Did you leave?
That's
Or did
great.
you stay there with him the whole time?
Oh, I stood. Yeah, I
you
stood
had to
there.
watch those.
Oh yeah, I stood away though. Like I didn't. Like I was not in the fire of it. I didn't get any of the brunt of her dead husband.
Because you said that on your exit, right? It's just like, it's real sad that you left. It's like,
Oh my god, that's fucking hysterical.
God.
Oh shit. All right. Well,
Oh, man,
what are we
that's
looking like on time, Casey? Because there's a few more. We can't.
We got a little more time.
Yeah,
Cool,
let's
yeah,
let's
we-
rip-
Few more
let's
minutes.
rip it rolling, man.
Cool. I can't.
This is a
I
good conversation.
can't
I'm
round
enjoying
out this
One of those
podcast.
beers. I'm sorry.
Yeah, by all means, I can't round out this podcast without. Of course, here I got you.
Chance, will you grab me one too?
Yeah, without asking
Can
you
I get
about.
Can I get 1, 2 chance?
Yeah, I got everybody. Today's podcast also sponsored by
Corona Extra.
When you're feeling extra, grab a Corona Extra. Pass that to Casey, please.
Life's a beach.
Appreciate it. Appreciate the Bud Light Lime Tent. Got my Margaritaville shirt on today, just for
The
you.
twist off. That's
Yeah,
on-
it's a
on-
twisty.
it's on
Did I get you
camera,
one?
too.
Did I get you one, Corey?
Oh, sorry. You hand me that one.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's get everybody.
It's not
prepped
twist
up.
off.
It's not a twist off.
No, it's I have the.
That's only for domestic.
I got you.
People like
I
this.
gotta
by
think
the way.
about
The listeners love this. The little
Yeah.
off camera shit.
The listener, Tanner Newcomb.
Yeah.
Don't forget about former guest Elliot White.
Elliot White.
Shout out to LA.
If you are by any chance listening, this is a good time to mention. Check out newhotnesspod.com. Check out the New Hotness Pod on Instagram and New Hotness Pod on Twitter. At any of those places, subscribe, like the page on Facebook. Drop some comments on the YouTube at the New Hotness. All that shit. Now, let's see. This is our. We don't smoke weed on the podcast, so that's our like Lil Wayne lighting the blunt.
This activist, I swear to God. Dude, I want to drink lean and Sprite so bad.
Yeah.
I'm actively pissed no one's offered that to me before.
Have you never had lean and Sprite?
No.
It's
I got like 2 sips one time.
You don't want to do
Yes,
that.
I do. I
No,
want to.
you
I want to put the
wanna
Jolly
do that.
Ranchers in it. I want to do all of it.
You don't
Yeah.
wanna do
One
that.
time. One time. Yes, I do. I'm so, like, it just makes no sense. No
Get
one's
the
ever.
activists. They don't even make activists no more. Because I heard the rumor was because Justin Bieber started doing activists, and the company was like, Nah, Justin Bieber. You
I
can't
don't
be
believe
good
that.
activist.
I've seen people pouring shit into Sprite on Instagram, like recently.
What 2 Chainz?
They're still talking about it.
My
Zans are big right now too.
See, I have no desire. I don't want to do that.
Josh,
why would you?
I feel like I've known you long
Pills.
enough to say now. If you do lean with Sprite, there's not gonna be one time. It's not gonna be a one-time thing, man. It's not gonna be.
Will.
It is a.
You're gonna start listening to Captain Screwed music and being
Dude,
like,
I already
mind
do.
blown.
There's
Right.
have you listened to that 3-6, the most unknown?
Oh, yeah, the Chapter Screw
Oh
version?
my God, it's hard.
Yo.
God, it's so good.
I went through a big Chapter Screw phase back a couple years ago. There's this DJ on Spotify named Polly Pop.
Okay.
He pretty much takes what was popping at the time
And just he'll chop
makes
and screw anything.
screw.
Right.
Pretty much everything.
Right.
I
And
think it's
like-
probably great.
I just
Oh,
feel like it
man.
all sounds like an ASAP song.
Oh,
You know,
well,
every time they
like-
chop and screw something, they're like, "This is ASAP."
I mean,
It's just that
but like
Houston leaned
ASAP.
out style. Yeah.
Oh yeah. But
I want to understand it. I want to understand
it's real. And
the
best Chapter
the
Screw-
lean.
Right. Exactly. You can write it off as an artistic pursuit.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah.
I gotta
That's
do it.
yeah.
I gotta do
Exactly.
it. I don't want to go
government
to.
classified
There is
that?
something
I don't want
very
to go to the
dreamy.
rainforest. You know, I don't want to see Europe. I want to just drink lean and Sprite.
I do often think like people who've lived their lives completely clean, like the whole way, like start to finish, have missed out on like these kind of like those moments where you just like indulge yourself a little bit and truly experiment with something, and not just like fucking whatever. Like there's a difference between getting fucked up at a house party and like experimenting with the drug and like listening to music and like
Yeah, I
like
mean,
really like pulling yourself.
As long
into
as it
that
is
moment.
once, you know, as long as it's not, it doesn't become a habit.
Right.
Because I had that. Right?
Well,
I did
that's-
Could
the,
kill you.
Right.
Could kill you.
Yeah. Well,
Because-
Well, somebody might write a book about you, you know, like that's nobody ever wrote about a book about a guy who just like lived until he was 80 and ate granola every day.
Yes, they have. They've
It's
written a lot
done
of books.
something.
I'm sure.
That's like every scientist in the world. Like
Oh, yeah.
Every guy who figured anything out, every sailor did not have lean and Sprite before he died.
Right. No, yeah, that's the thing is the people writing the books will, you know, it's those people, you know, people with.
No, because I did that because I did the straight edge thing for a little bit, and I was just like, I was finally just like, dude, are you, like one day, are you really gonna go to Germany and not drink a beer? You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Are you going to deny yourself
Yeah.
that experience?
like it's cool if you don't want to do it all the time. That's fine. Don't do it all the time.
You
That's-
shouldn't.
That's
Yeah.
good.
Right.
Absolutely shouldn't.
But it's like you're really gonna go to Ireland and not drink whiskey. You're really gonna, you know, you're
Right.
gonna go to a place and like, hey, this is our shit, and you're not gonna do it. Like, you're not
I
gonna
know, man.
Try it.
Yeah, and I was talking to a friend the other day. I was like, I feel like I really fucked myself over because all of my heroes and idols are like fuck ups in a lot of senses. But all the people that I admire who made amazing things have always been like these like lush
Yeah.
people, like types that are I don't know. So
Well,
You can get dragged into that shit.
True.
You
Yeah.
can really get dragged
it's an
into being-
extremely
Right.
human thing for that kind of thing to happen. Like we can't be successful unless we fuck up.
Right.
Well,
perpetually.
it's also to think
Right.
about like 1 out of every million drunks is an author you give a fuck about. You know what I mean? Like,
because you will never hear about the people who's just fucked their
they're
lives
just,
up.
They're just idiots.
Right,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like, it can't. So it's like, did the booze make him right, or is just a lot of people drunk and he was a good writer? You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, what's
So how do you feel about talking about drugs and
Getting
rap
drunk
music?
and
Do you
reading?
feel like do you think there is a problem there, or do you think like
Segue.
I don't think it's a problem. Some of the pill stuff is kind of scary,
right?
just because so many people are dying. Like it's like people. But then in the same way, it's like that's what they're talking about. I don't know.
Right.
If you're gonna do pills, you're gonna do pills. If you're not, you're not. I don't.
Right. It's a lot easier to say, "Oh, he's popularizing this in a rap song," than to actually address the like the
But
pharmaceutical problem
That's rock and roll
in the
as
nation.
fuck, though.
Yeah.
Rock
Yeah,
and roll
it's-
as fuck.
It is
all
too.
consult-
Yeah.
Like, do you judge the history of rock and roll if something has progressed to this level with this genre, with this certain demographic? It only sucks because these guys are young.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, like,
Me sorry.
like how old was Lil Peep? He was like, what, 19? 1921, some shit like that?
Yeah, he was very young.
But there are all
Whole
kinds of
shit.
19s who don't rap that are dying.
Or
Of that
fucking
shit,
fuck
you know
up
what I
the
mean?
shit too, the opioid epidemic. If that's
Right.
shit, that's okay.
If anything, the
Totally makes
rapper
sense.
dying, just that one person objectively matters less than the like all the thousands of people he's encouraged maybe to take drugs.
See, but who? Like, I don't. I guess at
who have
times I've
their
been
lives
maybe
fucked up.
kind of encouraged, but people are going to get fucked up without music. You know what I
Right.
mean?
And if you read enough into like the lyrical content, if you read about
People
if you
be
read
getting
into
fucked up
Future's
for it.
lyrics,
It's
it's
crazy.
dark and it
Yeah,
would be like
it's super dark.
don't do anything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
you'd have to extrapolate some kind of artistic value from that, which people also don't fucking want to do with Future. But if you look at Future's earlier tapes, it's like this shit is disturbing. Like
Yeah.
that Monster mixtape, it's like, oh my God, this is the darkest shit I've ever listened to. But anyway, we can't end this podcast with Josh Wagner without, of course, talking about Young Thug.
Oh, thugger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sex. It's sex now, right?
That's
Yeah,
what he's gonna
his
be
name's
called when he
Sex.
comes back.
Sex.
Yeah,
When he
man.
starts to hear again, you know he's deaf right now.
What do you
Like
get
he's
that
going
from?
because
Well, he's not really deaf.
he's quit music for a year, right? He says he's going deaf because his brother's deaf and he wants to experience life with no sound.
Yeah. So here's the thing.
That's
What is he?
the man said.
Here's the
He's
deal.
still gonna be Young Thug.
What is he? 22 years old?
He has to
Young
be
Thug
like,
is?
How old
probably
is
got
he?
in mid 20s. So he's been around for
Dude
a while.
looks like he's like 40.
I bet almost everything he's younger than me.
Really?
Oh yeah, for sure. Could anyone look it up?
Yeah, hold up.
I can do it. No one's got to do it for me. I can totally do it. It's-
How old is Young Thug or Sex?
He's insanely young.
Yeah.
He got famous insanely young.
Yep.
He has
Young Thug is 26 years old.
Okay, so he's a year younger than me.
Okay.
But not as young as I put. But he's still young, and he's been hot for like how long? Like, we can say 3 years. We can say 3
Yeah.
years, right?
Right. That feels right.
So 23 years
He started
old.
popping up on Gucci shit like about 5 years ago.
So that's like right
Right.
at 20 years old.
Yeah, very fucking young.
Very. And
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, he's gonna be weird, dude. He's gonna do weird
Right.
shit. You know, like
Exactly.
you know how
And
much weird shit I would have done if I didn't have to be at work. At 10 the next day. Like,
if my
like,
whole life
this-
was just a fucking art project, yeah, that'd be amazing.
if I was,
That would
I,
be dope.
I had that thing where like this is one of the douchiest things I've ever said in my life, and I was adamant about. I was like, I'm gonna live in the woods all summer. It was, and I meant it, dude. I meant it so much. It was a year after college, a freshman year of college. I was like, I'm gonna live in the woods all summer, dude. I'm just gonna.
Did you go out?
Dude, no, because I had to go to work. like I had to. Like, there's a thing I realized. Like, oh yeah, you can't just walk out of the woods and go to the restaurant you work at with twigs and shit. You can't do this.
You can't do it. So that it makes sense that you appreciate kind of like Young Thug's antics, man.
I mean, it's stupid, but of course it's like, why would you not do stupid shit? Like,
I mean, like,
if you're allowed to.
well, I mean, a lot of
If you
people's
have the money
version
to.
of doing stupid shit is like, I'm gonna trash a hotel room, get fucked up, get arrested. Young Thug's version of doing stupid shit is like these like bizarro like what like I'm gonna be, like remain anonymous in the media. I'm gonna wear a dress on my album
Yeah.
cover. Like I'm gonna go deaf for a year. Like it's all these very
Yeah,
like
I'll do lyrics that people are gonna call me gay when I do them, and I know they're gonna do that.
right. I'm gonna be
And I'm gonna
androgynous.
do it anyway.
Yeah. Like
'Cause
it's
Young
it's
Thug
not
is-
a.
Yeah.
Hey, I just lost everything in my headphones, Casey? It might be though. But anywho, am I good? It might be the cord. But anyway, no, you're fine. Don't worry.
Something.
Don't worry about it. You're fine.
Technical difficulties.
No, but I don't know. That's when were you first aware of Young Thug? What?
So actually, before I liked him, when Vine was big, the lifestyles.
Yeah.
Which looking
song.
back now, like it's what I like about him now. But at the time, I was like, this is
I
dumb.
missed that song.
Right.
And
I missed that
then-
song on the radio.
That was a great song.
Oh yeah, that was a good summer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
That was
liked
a really
it.
good summer.
It was a great song.
I'm trying to think of what
I remember like
it was. It was only like 2 years ago,
yeah.
No
or like
way.
or a year and a half. Oh yeah, yeah,
No
yeah. I'm late to everything. I'm
I feel like
I'm not
that
a
was
studious
like I
person.
feel like I was.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I was
You know what I mean?
3 years ago.
I've never been an early
feel
adopter
like-
to anything in
No.
my entire life. It's never happened. Yeah, but Young Thug is just you can't deny he has such an original sound. It is so
Oh,
it is
yeah.
so fucking original.
Yeah, it's
like that's his lane.
It's my favorite. Like the way he attacks a beat, the way he does that is, I think, better than I think anyone's ever done it. Like in that. Now he's not the best rapper. Like whatever you want to get in that like weird contest.
Right.
But the way he
It's not
actually.
a weird contest. It's valid. It's valid.
I mean,
Don't-
okay. Well, we can talk,
Don't discount
we
lyricism.
can talk about that before
We
I was
talk
level
about
talk about that.
lyricism.
But it's
If we say something, that's what I was trying to tell these rappers. Say something.
nobody. Yeah, but you don't listen to the most conscious rapper. That's not the guy you're listening to. You're not
No,
listening to the
it's
guy that's like, and I wake up and Uncle Sam's breathing down my back, putting the crack in my neighborhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not fun.
Now listen, Uncle Cracker, dude.
Hey, man,
that bullshit.
I like
You said you don't listen to that?
I'm not listening to Uncle Cracker. I don't know
That's
what
not Uncle Cracker.
yeah that's
sounds-
that's
that
the
sounds-
opposite of Uncle
That's the
Cracker.
opposite. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. So, but as I'm saying is like when you say something like so I have at times in my life listened to very political whatever like well, I guess woke's the term now. Like we're talking about
Okay.
Reagan, we're talking about trickle down economics, we're talking about that. I have listened to that shit. That's not the most fun. Like you know what I
Oh,
mean?
no.
Like so
Right.
So do you call that guy the best rapper? The guy who has the most historical dates in his raps and the most like
Man, I don't
now you
know.
say it
Man.
like that, it sounds like real
I
technical
really
shit.
fucking like Mos Def, and he is very like. You ever
He's a
listen
real
to
good rapper, man.
New World Water by Mos Def? It's a song about like water conservation, and it's one of the hardest rap songs I've ever heard in my entire life, man. That shit is hard.
Did you
But
put it on
again-
in the car?
No,
tell people about it? Share it with your
not
friends?
really.
All right, Eric, let's go hang out. Let's listen to this song about how Nestle's buying water.
Right, and that's the thing, man.
do,
Is it's just like rarely can I ever be. It's the same reason like I don't listen to like fucking NPR all the time. It's like I can't be that tuned in because at some point I just need to.
NPR is mind numbing. Let's be real.
Right.
This conversation.
Yeah, so if that's the thing, then why is like a guy like Young Thug who has one of the most original ways of riding the beat
Right.
ever, and also is very talented with his vocal control. Like, why does that throw him out of a conversation? Like, maybe this guy's the best rapper in the world right now.
I think
Like,
there's-
It makes him something different than the rapper.
I think
Why?
it's
Wait,
Okay, it's something different than the rapper.
What is
it's
it?
like one of those Cap Calloway type shits. You know what I'm saying? Like in that regard, what you describe Young Thug like that, he is more of.
he has more. I feel like he has more in
happen to be
common.
a front man that happens to fit in this rap lane. At least come from that. At least be birth of that. But it could be something,
Right.
bigger. It could be
Like
more
he has more in
transcendent.
common with like Pharrell than Kendrick Lamar. Like there's a difference between like content and style, and Young Thug is style. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, but
And then,
Kendrick Lamar's big on style. He'll
yeah, Pharrell's big on style too.
He'll
So
do-
like, I'm not sure where you're going with.
That's what I'm
He'll
saying.
do
Is
songs
that
where his- where-
Young Thug and Pharrell are like they're two stylistic musicians. It's not really about content as much as it's style, and that's why I think they have a
Well,
lot
so
in common.
Pharrell can
But you were
rap
saying
his ass
Kendrick
off,
has a
too.
lot.
Well, I mean, he has
stylistic
like
influence.
He definitely nowhere near kind of what Young Thug's doing.
Right, yeah.
But it's like, I mean, I know he has songs where his voice is like he'll sound like 3 different rappers.
Yeah.
In a song, I know he does the whole like Kung Fu Kenny character. He did the
Right.
like, the whole
Yeah.
album. That one album had like a bunch of
Right. God,
different
yeah.
guys on it.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of the most
Oh, okay.
content-based like conscious rappers right now. But that's why Kendrick is so amazing, is he blends kind of both those worlds. Like he hopped on that new Freezer song with Rich the Kid, which is just like a trap song, and fucking destroyed it.
Oh, yeah,
with conscious lyrics. Like that's why he's the best.
That's the thing
to me.
where I think like when I think of best rapper, I think that is something you can factor in, which is like, can you do different genres and can you do it well?
Yeah.
Because like I was always a big T.I. fan,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but when I
What's
heard him
up?
on Can't Tell,
Yeah.
that Young Thug song, and I heard him come in and do his shit over that kind of beat. I was
Right.
like, oh, this guy's definitely one of the best. Like, cause
Oh,
Yeah.
he
T.I. is.
Yeah,
all
he's-
I mean, he and
all-time
Gucci
great.
created trap.
right,
Right.
But,
I mean,
it
for
sounded
the-
so much different than what was going on.
Right. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
in that song.
Exactly.
So I don't know. It's just interesting to me, like it's not as a way for me to like discredit rap as an art form, but it is just like it's just when there isn't something like, if you want to talk about vocalists like singers, then you can like very clearly split it off into this person can literally hit that note and this person can't, or you can go like, okay, this person's voice is more interesting,
Right. Bob Dylan couldn't really hit notes,
right?
but
But
his passion and his delivery and lyrically too, I guess,
right,
were
but no one would put him in the category for like the best singer of all time. Like, you go
No.
artist,
No.
maybe. So with rapper, I feel like it's all kind of like more in the Bob Dylan thing, where it's like, okay, what makes like the best rapper? And so I'm like, okay, well maybe like Speed, okay, but we don't consider Twista, like the best, like in the comments, the best rapper of all time, or it's like, okay, or it's like, like being political, being woke, okay, well, we don't listen to
Flava Flav was in Public Enemy. Do we not think he's the most?
Oh yeah, dude! It just reminded me of that Flavor Flav.
I mean,
Shout out to Flavor Flav.
they're not even the best rap group of all time, much less the best political rap group of all
I
time.
saw Public Enemy at Bonnaroo.
Yeah,
I had my first drink
Yeah,
of
boy.
my first drink of alcohol ever watching Public Enemy at Bonnaroo.
That's what's up.
that's a good way to do
good
it.
way.
Well,
The
I think we
farm,
gotta
man.
wrap it up. Josh, do you want to plug anything?
Yeah, what you
Nah,
got
I'm
going
good.
on?
If anyone wants to come to the East Room,
Josh
Saturday.
now runs the East Room open mic on
yeah, I
Gallatin
do
Road
that.
in East
You can
Nashville.
do that.
Every Tuesday.
He has a. I think this is gonna come up before Saturday. He has an album recording at Third Coast Comedy Club on
no,
Saturday.
It's at East Room.
It's at the East Room?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's
no
at the East
shit.
Room. Shout out to
Oh,
the
my
East Room.
God.
Put
Okay,
your
hell
boy
yeah.
on.
All East Room.
March 31st.
Stay true to your roots, kids.
Yeah. So at the East Room on Saturday, March
Yeah.
31st,
It's,
come see Josh Wagner's album recording.
9
yeah.
o'clock.
Hey Josh, how are people going to be able to get a hold of the album? Just so I can write in the bio. And
So yeah, it'll be on Spotify and iTunes.
Spotify.
All that. I'm gonna do like whatever the CD baby. They put it on everything. Amazon,
Cool.
iTunes.
I love that.
Spotify.
Cool.
iTunes, Spotify, check out
Baby's
Josh
gonna
Wagner's
Baby's
album.
gonna make an album.
I'm gonna do it.
Nice.
It's
That's
gonna
fucking
come out.
dope, man.
Are we playing the music right now? I don't have my headphones on. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Music.
Well, thank you very much. Check out newhotnesspod.com. And in the meantime,
Great job, guys.
good. Nice. Thank you, Josh.
Goop.
That was fun.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
It's like, how big is like